Hey, Dirty Girl here, and today I'll be working in this room and up in the attic, and I'll show you why. If we come into this corner over here, one of the things that you're going to be able to see is that I have a great deal of termite damage. So what you're looking at here is you're looking at the interior boards that are going vertically, and then on the outside you're looking at the clapboards. So that's all that comprises my walls. Is I have an internal vertical board and an external covering in that part of the house. It's a clapboard. So if you're aware with modern construction, then you know that most houses have that internal bracing where you have an upper sill plate and a lower sill plate, and then vertical 2x4s spaced about 16 inches apart. And if you look around this room, you can see I don't have that. So then the question becomes, how does this place stand? The question becomes, how does the roof line fit in? Because when you have the standard 16-inch on center bracing, then the roof line comes down and ties in with that. So the question is, how does the roof line fit in with this? What's the integrity of what I got up there? What do the ceiling joists look like? What do the rafters look like? So I have a little spot up here where the termite damage was bad enough on a board that it actually broke away, and I get to look into the ceiling and see kind of what's going on. So let's, you and I, go up here and have a look. I'm going to turn my light on so we can see. All right. Okay, let me tell you what you're looking at here. So this is my ceiling board, and then that is a horizontal board that's attached to the vertical board, the internal vertical board. And this is the board that my roof line ties into. So my rafters tie into a board like this that is on this wall. So this type of a board goes all the way around the perimeter of the room, and it acts as a tie-in for my ceiling boards, my walls, and then on these walls here, this one and the opposite one, for my roof rafters. And as you can see, there's a little bit of termite damage there, but not enough to compromise the integrity of the wood, at least not right there. I do have concerns about what's over in that corner, and I do have concerns about the integrity of that 2x4 underneath this wood right here. So I need to get up in the attic and take a look around and see how it looks up there and not fall through the roof at the same time. Because these three boards right here, these three boards, this one obviously, this one, and this other one, this third one, these are all going to have to be replaced. They're too badly damaged. And you might be wondering, what is this? Well, that's the insulation. There's a little bit of insulation in this part of the house. There's nothing in the other side of the house. So, and if we look right here, you can see this is my vertical board, and then right there is the clapboard going to the outside. And that's all that comprises my walls. And yeah, that is sunlight coming in right through there. So it's been a little bit cold here this winter. All right, so let's go to the attic. That is the hole that I need to go through in order to get up into the attic. So let's get started. All right, so here we are in the attic. A little warm up here today. So I'm going to turn you around so you can see what it is that I'm looking at. All right, so this is a ceiling board. Just situated. This is a ceiling board. I showed you those in just a moment ago. And this is one of the ceiling joists. This is one of the rafters that makes up the roof line. And this is that seal plate that I'm concerned about, because you can see it's kind of like the joining point for all of these other structures. But I'm getting that probably it is actually this outer board. If I can do this without blocking. This outer board right here, this is actually the vertical board that we see if we were to come down here. So this board comes all the way up to the top, and this sill plate board is attached to that. So I need to make sure this is what's in good shape. And I got to do it over there, way over there. Yeah, I've got an opening to the outside, and I've got all these nail holes. Looks like a starry night. So anyway, here I am in the attic. Might as well get going. So the good news is that they look good down there where the worst of the termite damage is, and they look good across the way where there's some additional termite damage. So all good news, and we love that. So let's get some of these things down here. So this is my support board, because I can't rely upon the ceiling boards. I can rely upon the ceiling joists, but I can't rely on the ceiling boards themselves, because at one end, actually at not only this side but also that side over there, a lot of termite damage. So I can't rely upon the integrity of them. I know I'm going to lose 3 rows here, probably going to lose another 3 rows over that way. I don't know, we'll see what happens. Maybe I'll just put drywall in, but I really don't want to. I want to save what I can, so we'll just have to see what happens. All right, that was good. So what's interesting about the termite damage is that it seems to stop once you get into the attic. It's like the damage went through the walls, and then once, because these boards, these vertical boards, they don't just stop here. If we look up this hole, we might be able to see up in this hole. Now you can't really see, but the boards go all the way up into the attic. So this board here goes all the way up and it supports the frame of the roof line outside. But once you get beyond that seal board, that seal plate, I don't know what else to call it. I'm sure it has a name, I don't know what it is. Once you get past that 2x4 that goes all the way around the perimeter of the room that everything's attached to, there doesn't seem to be any termite damage up in there. So I don't know if that's a matter of heat, lack of moisture. I'm not really sure what all that's about, but that gives me a little bit of comfort on some of these boards. I mean, there's a lot of them that need to be replaced because there's a lot of damage. But yeah, and these boards here, these stop there because that's where the roof line is. So those are all those have the rafters from the roof resting on them, and these are not that bad. So that's good. And where they are bad, they're bad in spots. So that means I feel more comfortable, at least what I see up here, when it comes to starting to level the house, because this whole back wall here is about 5 inches lower than the rest of the house, like the highest point of the house. So yeah, if all of that's reasonable enough that I think is going to hold together, then I'll go ahead and put my spring boards in to keep the walls from collapsing, just to give, you know, everything a little extra support, and then start trying to get this thing to get off the ground a little bit. All right. So why do I want to level this place? Well, let me show you why. So here I've got my laser level. That's what this guy is right there. And if we follow it, we can see that there is a red line. And I've got a lot of junk in here, I know. I only have 2 rooms, but we can see where that red line is. And this piece here will level. So I've got it on its tripod, and it will level out and do its thing. So if we come over to this wall here and put it in, we can see that we're coming in at about, what, 33 7/8, right about there, as far as where that red line hits. And if we come back here, let's come into this corner. You can really see it. And then we see where that hits here. Can we even see that? Oh, I don't think we can see it. I can see it. And it's coming in at about 37 1/4, right about there. Let's see if we can't come in someplace a little bit lighter. Now there's an issue with the floor right here. Looks like something's been replaced. And I think we actually end up losing a couple of inches. So this is going to be really dramatic. Let's see if I can. All right, that's coming in at about 38 and I don't know, 7/8, something like that. But if we move it here and then take another reading, we can see we get a little bit more reasonable, somewhere around 38. So there's an inch slope there. I suspect that there was some sort of something that they did. But yeah. So 33 7/8 to about 38. So that, yeah, that's about a 4-inch drop. About a 4-inch drop. Yeah, you have to have your sea legs when you're walking around in this house, because it'll throw you off. Just so dirty.